Thank you. Thank you. Hello. Hey, everybody. See ya, Eddie. Bye, Pearl Jam. How's it going, everybody? Good time zone. Got some, I did this. Well, I left. Okay, see, I tried the thing. People are like, oh, it just works now, where you don't have to do the fancy thing to update. You just gotta restart and it totally does it. That works for me now, Ryan. Not for me, apparently. So I'm gonna do the convoluted. Show file location, open file location, open the MTGA launcher subfolder and run the MTGA launcher because that is somehow my life in Arena. 2 years later or whatever. Thank you for that sub. 15 months from Motor City Mama. Thank you, Mama, for the resub and for all the stream support. Big update. All right, well, I wanted to talk anyway, so we'll talk while it's updating. So it seems like there were some Who purists. I'm looking at you, Tron, and somebody else mentioned their heart belongs to the keyboard outro to Baba O'Reilly by The Who. We just listened to Pearl Jam cover the Who classic. The Pearl Jam started covering that in their live shows and started closing with it, and it's just the best closing song. It's such a rock show closer, you know. I guess they played one song after as kind of a denouement, but really the final oomph of Pearl Jam's 2003 tour was them doing Baba O'Reilly, and it's tough to covering Baba O'Reilly without keys is a challenge in and of itself, right? Like, of course, you're going to feel that missing intro and outro. Like the keys missing from the performance is certainly noticeable if you're a huge fan of the recorded song. But I like that cover anyway because of really what a subtext of what this week is about for me is how much I miss live music. I really miss live music right now, and keys schmees, keyboard outro better, whatever. I can imagine being in that throng and Eddie turning the mic on the crowd and participating in the don't cry, don't raise your eyes section, and then just crush, like it's about for me, not did they do better than the original, did they do, it's not about comparing it to the original for me. It's about imagining and remembering the feel of being there and being part of something like that. So yeah, Tron, maybe you don't think that's the greatest cover ever, but I love it. I think Pearl Jam has owned that song and owned it as part of their closing, right? Like, I think its role here playing ahead of a stream is one thing. Its role closing out a Pearl Jam show in 2003 was brilliant, and it's something that they kind of came to own about that song. And I do love that song, and I do hear you about the keyboards. I do miss that part about it. But one of the reasons I wanted to use this song this week is because that song for me has it's I don't know, favorite Who song, right? I don't know. There's so many great Who songs, but it is among my favorite, and certainly among my favorite to like sing along to, and it gets me going like few Who songs do. And it is from so I had a thing going about kind of 10 years ago maybe now, where several summers in a row, my friend who does outdoor cinema, like he has a great, high-end, powerful projector, and actually has a side business of setting up outdoor movie theaters and projecting movies for people to enjoy outside. And I happen to have a big backyard. We have a small house on a large property, which means that we have a big backyard. And so for a couple of years running, we would do an outdoor movie night for the neighborhood and for our friends. And so one night after, what we would do is have the outdoor movie night, and then the kids would leave, and the grown-ups would stay around and have an after party. And one of the things we would do at our outdoor movie night after parties was do Rock Band. And Baba O'Riley was peak Rock Band for me, because after one of the said movie nights, we did a Rock Band session. And at this point, this was late in Rock Band, and people I knew were very good at the game, including Marshall Sutcliffe, who was at the party, and my cousin, Marshall's best friend, who introduced me to Marshall when Marshall was a wee lad of about 14, Jay, and a friend of ours, Joe, who was an excellent Rock Band drummer. You know, the thing about Rock Band is, like, mostly you're flapping plastic guitars, right? And it's not really guitar, but there's skill there, of course. But the drums in Rock Band, like, you put that on expert and you are really doing some rock drumming, right? And anyway, Joe Sola was one of the better Rock Band drummers in our group, which you kind of need if someone's going to take on Keith Moon. And we were closing out the night, and I was like, I got to pick the song in the band, and I had and Marshall. I don't know if Marshall had heard Baba O'Riley at this point, but I introduced Marshall to a lot of classic rock and stuff. He has a lot of holes in his pop culture history just because he wasn't exposed to that stuff. And so I had gotten, hold on, I'm clicking through this. So I introduced Marshall to the Who and to Baba O'Riley, and he had never played it in Rock Band before. Anyway, I chose Baba O'Riley for our final Rock Band song, and you know, it has a long intro with no instruments, even in Rock Band. So we're all kind of like listening to the synth part, and really kind of the vocals start to kick it off. And like, I was ready to kill it. I wanted to crush this thing. And so, like, a lot of times people do pretty passive vocals on, you know, they kind of sing timidly in Rock Band, but I just brought it, right? I'm just like on opening words, bringing in my all, and like everybody's looking at me. And Marshall said later, like, they all felt like, oh, sheesh, Ryan is serious here, we better bear down, you know. And like, anyway, everybody was on expert, and so everybody was on expert, and we played Baba O'Riley and crushed it. It felt so great. It was like, it's not really performing the song as a band, but it's like as close as I'm ever gonna get. And everybody crushed their parts, and the crowd went wild, you know. And I even knew at that moment, it was just like, this is peak Rock Band. I can keep playing this game, but I am never going to capture the feeling of playing Baba O'Riley with these other three people this night right now, like we just did right there. It was great, and it was a fond memory, and certainly peak Rock Band for me. I don't know if anybody out there is a big Rock Band player, but as someone who loves music but isn't a performer of music, Rock Band was always a way to kind of get a taste of that and feel it, you know? And you start to understand performance a little bit, but just by playing Rock Band. Anyway, Baba O'Riley, long live the Who. I mean, the two that are left. All right, let us see what we're going to do today. Now, this wants me to restart to get MTGA running, so let me do that. Yeah, Vargan, it's you do get, there comes a point in your Rock Band pursuits where you've put, you know, 100 to 200 hours into mastering plastic guitar, where you do say, I could have put 100 to 200 hours into actual guitar and made some progress there. But honestly, 100 to 200 hours into actual guitar you're a long way off from performing Baba O'Riley, right? So even then, like, even though you can say, oh, you could have been doing your time on this, it's like, well, spending your time on Rock Band is legit. That was fun. Interesting, Tron. Well, there you go. Perform Baba O'Riley for me, and you can enjoy the keyboard intro and outro. Maybe we'll do some jumpstart exploration after we draft today, but I'm not going to start with it. I'm going to pull best of one or best of three, and then we'll get going on that. And we'll maybe if we have time today, we'll do some other stuff after. So your first question here, best of one or best of three? I'll be right back. I'm going to get a soda. Hello. Best of one, edging out best of three. This is like two best of ones in a row, and tomorrow is going to be best of one. I'll definitely do best of three. I think on Monday we'll start with best of three no matter what, since this is going to be a lot of best of one in a row. That's really funny, Tron. The Matrix showing itself. I can't remember if our Rock Band drums are buried in the garage somewhere or whether we gave up and donated them. I probably gave up and donated them under the theory that if I ever played Rock Band again, it would probably be from some next generation of it anyway. VR Rock Band would be interesting. I mean, you hold physical representations, but then be able to be on stage playing to an actual crowd and stuff. That would be neat. I want VR Rock Band. Bring it to me, please. Yeah, that I stopped just short of that, Zach. We almost did keyboard, but then I was like, I don't think I can justify keyboard Rock Band right now. Sanryoku already put Jumpstart in MTGA draft. Yes, I have done Beat Saber and it's fun. But like, I want to play fake drums on a fake stage to a fake crowd going crazy. That would be neat. All right, let's start drafting though, shall we? Oh, Jumpstart is like here? Like we can actually do it? Okay, yeah, we'll totally do this after draft. Yeah. I didn't realize it was... I thought we were talking about, like, going and looking at a website and talking about Jumpstart. Playing Jumpstart I'm in for after we draft. Store... Oh, like... Jumpstart D, as I understand it, chat might know more than me. I haven't studied it too much, but a a Magic product aimed at sub 13, younger than 13 audience would be my elevator explanation, my single sentence. Is that fair, chat? Is that a fair assessment? We've been on a super, super hot streak, and I haven't rewarded you all with bling. Well, there's no sleeves on sale though. JTH says, I don't think it was age intended, but more for newer players who aren't experienced deck builders. Doesn't it have an art style that's a little more skewed, younger, like not, still says 13 plus? Okay, maybe I'm wrong then. Again, I tried to couch my explanation of the product by saying I actually haven't been paying attention that closely and was relying on chat to correct me there. So trust chat over me when it comes to exactly what Jumpstart is about. I do think they ought to make a product aimed at sub 13 though. That's not like a different game. That is a Magic adjacent Magic plug-in style game. All right. Well, I don't see anything here for now, but we can. We're doing really well. Our gems are headed north, not south. So when we do well in an event, when we 7-win, we can splurge here and there. But it should be on cool stuff. We could look for an avatar, maybe. How do I get unstable lands? Is it a package? Bundles? Oh, here we go. Yeah, sure. Good call. We'll do it. This is our... We've been on a hot streak and we're doing well, chat. So we're going to celebrate with a splurge on gems for non-entry. They are sweet too. These are nice lands. I'm happy to get these Avons into rotation. Some of you may have heard me make this comparison before, but as down as I am on some bling like pets and whatever, I do dig the sleeves and basic lands a lot. It's just that my fundamental approach on this stream is about gem value and getting as much limited in as you can. So I don't really focus on the bling stuff, and I don't love the pets, but I play a lot of poker, and I equate it to poker chips. You can successfully play poker with a lot of things representing chips and currency and money for the poker game. But nice poker chips make the poker experience better, and that's how I feel about nice sleeves and nice basics. And good play mat or whatever. It just makes the experience better, right? When are they going to do that? I don't know. My tier list? Oh, yeah, I could do that. I'd probably put, I would put the Zendikar full arts that Luis trashed so hard high up on my list just to give him an FU on that one. I think he's being elitist with his turning up his nose at Zendikar full arts. Those of you who love your Zendikar full arts and had your feelings hurt because Luis called them worse than random mixed art land station lands. Yeah, we're going to do that later. The Jumpstart. Anyway, I thought it was unfair to those lands just because they're so ubiquitous, but people love them. Exactly. But he was insulting 75% of the community to make an intentionally elitist joke. But anyway, I thought I would at least shout out to the people who love their their basics. But I think Unhinged are just my favorite. But Beta is up there. All right, enough. Let's get on this, though. I mean, Zendikar full arts maybe have fell on the list of full arts, but as the kind of the OGs that were in a regular set, they're special. I don't know. I was sad Luis trashed them so hard. I think they're special lands, the Zendikar full arts.